Dear students, I am Santhan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in this part video from the chapter of laws of motion, I would like to teach what is the recoiling of gun according to the law of conservation of momentum. Is nothing but simply during the recoiling of a gun, law of conservation of momentum is applied or not. That is discussed. And along with that one more important topic is also we discussed. That is how we can obtain Newton's first law of motion from the second law of motion, or how to derive Newton's first law of motion from second law of motion, or how to verify Newton's first law of motion from second law of motion. So listen very carefully. Asking method is different, but the answer is same. So means how to, the main thing is how to obtain Newton's first law of motion from the second law of motion. These two topics we discussed in this part video from the chapter of laws of motion. The first one is recoiling of a gun according to the which one? Law of conservation of momentum. It's nothing but during the recoiling of a gun, so momentum is conserved or not. That is we discussing that. Actually, during the recoiling of a gun, momentum is conserved. Is it correct or not? What is the law of conservation of momentum? In our study, in our previous video, I clearly explained this one. The total momentum of a system before the collision is always equals to after the collision. So when you are consider the two bodies total momentum before the collision is always equals to the after collision, or the sum of the bodies. The sum of the momentum of the two bodies before the collision is always equals to sum of the momentum of the two bodies after the collision. We can define anyways the law of conservation of momentum. So now we can say that during the recoiling of a gun, so we know that when the bullet is fired from a gun, that is the action, and the bullet will be the gun will be recoiled, that is the reaction. So during the firing a bullet from a gun, the bullet is come outside from the gun, it is the action, and the gun is recoiled or moved back, that is called reaction. That is, we know that very clearly. So but before firing the gun, we can see that here two cases. Before firing the bullet, and after firing the bullet. After fired bullet. So these two concepts we can say that. Before firing the bullet, so before firing the bullet from the gun, you are observing that the gun cannot be recoiled because of, so when the bullet is come outside, at that time only gun is recoiled or moved back. That's why before firing the bullet means bullet is in which position? Rest position, and gun is also in which position? Rest position. That's why you are observing that before firing the bullet and gun are in which position? Rest position. Rest position. That's right. One more thing I will discuss in another mode. Sorry. Same, but I will be changing this one. Before firing, here after firing. That is one only. So before firing, mass of the gun is equals to m. Mass of the bullet is equals to small m, because of the mass of the gun is always higher than the which one? more than the mass of the bullet. That's why mass of the gun we represented as capital M and mass of the bullet is small m. Before firing, what is the initial velocity of the bullet and gun? Both are 0. Why? So before firing a bullet, the bullet inside the gun and the gun both are in rest position. When a body is in the rest, what is its velocity? 0. That's why before firing, initial velocities of gun and bullet. Initial velocities of gun and bullet are 0. Next, like this one. Okay. So after fire, mass of gun. We know that the mass of the object does not changes. That's why mass of the gun is capital M. Okay, that is one. Next, mass of the bullet is small m. Mass does not changes. But okay, during the firing, what you are observing that bullet is come outside with certain velocity, and gun is moved to back or recoil with certain velocity to the back. That's why during the firing, bullet and gun both are comes into the motion. So that's why what will be happen? Velocity is nothing but what is the initial velocity? 0. Next one, velocity of gun is equals to capital V. Velocity of bullet is equals to small v. So listen very carefully here. Before firing, mass of the gun is capital M, mass of the bullet is small m. But so the initial velocity of the gun and bullet both are 0. Why? Because of they are in rest position. The state is rest. But during the firing or after the fight, the mass of the gun or bullet does not changes because of mass of the any body is constant. So velocity of the gun is capital V and velocity of the bullet is small v. We have considered that because of during the firing, bullet and as well as the gun both are set into the motion is nothing but they acquire some velocity. That's why velocity of gun is V, capital V, and velocity of bullet is small v. But anyway, here we know that velocity of the bullet is always higher than the which one? Velocity of the gun due to that mass. We know that. Now here, this is the values. Let me come to the next step in this. According to law of conservation of momentum. So what is the formula? We know that clearly. M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is nothing but the sum of the momentum of the two bodies before the collision is equals to sum of the momentum of the two bodies after the collision. That's why M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equals to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. That is, we know that very clearly. So it is the momentum of the two bodies before collision. It is the momentum of the two bodies after the collision. According to our concept, this is the momentum of the two bodies is nothing but momentum of the gun and bullet before the firing. It is the momentum of the gun and bullet after the firing. That is the meaning of that. And we know that, okay, M1 is nothing but mass of the gun. M2 is nothing but mass of the bullet. We can say that. U1 is the initial velocity of the gun. U2 is the initial velocity of the bullet. Here, M1 is mass of the gun. M2 is mass of the bullet. V1 is the velocity of the gun during the recoil or when bullet is fired from the gun, and V2 is the velocity of the bullet after the fire. That's why capital M what is the initial velocity of the gun? 0 plus bullet mass is m and its initial velocity is 0 before firing. That is equals to m1 mass of the gun and v is the velocity of the gun plus m is mass of the bullet and v is the velocity of the bullet. Okay, so m into 0, 0 plus 0. Okay, 0 into anything? 0. That's why this total term is 0. Then what is it here? 0 is equals to mv plus m small v. Or this is for our convenience we can write mv plus mv is equals to 0. Is it correct or not? Is nothing but what is the meaning of that one? The momentum of the gun and bullet is 0. Is nothing but that's not a change. Is nothing but here which concept is involved? Law of conservation of momentum. Is nothing but what is the meaning of that one means. So during the recoil, the momentum of the two bodies does not change. That is the meaning of that. Or momentum is constant. That's why. So the momentum of the gun and bullet are conserved or remains constant during the recoiling of a gun. That is the meaning of. This is the formula to find what is the recoiling velocity of the gun when they are giving the mass of the gun, mass of the bullet, and velocity of the bullet when it is fired from the gun. At that time, you can find the velocity of the gun by using this formula. How to obtain Newton's first law of motion from second law of motion. This is our next topic. So how we can obtain means, listen very carefully. So we know that what is the, once we remember what is the first law and what is the second law of motion according to the Newton. The Newton first law is said that if a body is in rest, state of rest, it continues to be in rest only. If a body is in uniform motion, it continues to be in uniform motion when no forces are act on it. That is the first one. And what is the second law of motion? The rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force and takes place in the same direction. So force is the product of mass and acceleration. That is also we know that. So but how we can obtain the first law from the second law? So what is the first law? We know that what is the second law? F is equals to ma. According to Newton second law of motion. According to Newton's second law of motion, F is equals to ma. That is the formula, we know that. F is equals to m into, what is the formula of acceleration? V minus u upon t. This is the formula. So according to Newton's second law of motion, F is equal, we can measure the force. F is equals to ma and F is equals to m of v minus u upon t. This is the formula. Here m is represented the mass, F is the force, v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, t is the time. Now what is our concept? From this one, how we can obtain the first law? So that's why points you can consider in this one. If body is moving with, if body is moving with uniform velocity, if body is moving with uniform velocity, this is the first case. So when a body is moving with uniform velocity is nothing but, what is the meaning of that one? The magnitude of the velocity does not change, and direction also, that is we know that. So the magnitude and direction of a body does not change during its motion, is nothing but the body is moving with constant speed in a constant direction. That is we know very clearly. Now, if a body is moving with uniform velocity is nothing but the magnitude of the speed or magnitude of the velocity along with the direction does not change. That's why what is the initial velocity of the body and the final velocity is also same, because of its velocity is not change, its velocity is constant. So we write that here u is equals to v. Is it correct or not? U is equals to v, or simply we can write. Okay, here u is equals to v because of body is moving with constant velocity. If here u equals to v means this value we substitute in the second law of motion. F is equals to m of. So u is equals to v means in the place of u we substitute the v. V minus v upon t. Then F is equals to m into v minus v is nothing but 0. 0 by anything is 0 into 0. That is equals to 0. Is nothing but, what is the meaning of that one? So the force acting on the body is 0. So already we know that. What is the, in the first law of motion, what is the second statement? If a body is already in the uniform motion, is nothing but the body is in uniform speed, like that one. If a body is already in the uniform motion, it continues to be in the uniform motion when no forces are act on it. That's why if a body is moving with uniform velocity, the force is acting on the body is, what will happen? 0. That's why the body is continuously in the motion. That is one. And second condition. What is the second condition? If the body is in the rest. If a body is in motion, first one is the motion. If a body is in the rest position, if a body is in the rest means, what is the meaning of that? Here we can write F is equals to m into a. So initial velocity is 0. There is no final velocity, because of if a body is in the rest means its velocity is 0 only. Means it does not have any motion. We know that. What is meant by acceleration? The change in velocity is called acceleration. Means if the velocity is changes, that is called acceleration. When the velocity is changes, if a body is in the motion, at that time only its velocity is changes by acting the force. But here the body is in the rest position, means what is the meaning of that one? It is not in the motion, means its velocity is 0. So we know that. So A is equals to v by t. What is the velocity? 0. 0 by anything is equals to 0. So that's why acceleration of the body is 0 due to the rest position, that is equals to m into 0 and finally 0. So if a body is in state of rest initially, it continue to be in the state of rest when no forces are act on it. Listen very carefully. So what is the first thing is, if a body is in the motion with uniform velocity, u is equals to v. At that time, these values are substituted in the second law of motion. Then finally, f value is 0. It's nothing but if a body is already in the uniform motion, it continue to be in the motion when no forces are act on it. If a body is in the rest position, what is the meaning of that? So there is no acceleration. That's why the acceleration of a rest body is 0. Then force is also 0. It's nothing but if a body is in the state of rest, it continue to be in the state of rest only when no forces are act on it. That's why from the Newton's second law of motion, you are obtaining the which one? First law of motion clearly. It is very important for the 2 marks in the exam point of view. Now, in this time, we discussed 1 or 2 numericals about the force, means how to find the force by using the Newton's second law of motion. What is the magnitude of a force when a body of mass is 8 kg and moving with 20 meters per second, and moving with an acceleration 2 meters per second square? Listen very carefully. What is the magnitude of the force acting on a body of mass is 8 kg and moves with 2 meters per second square acceleration? So that's why, which value, what you can find? We can find the f value. Which values are given? Mass of the body is they are given 8 kilograms and it moves with how much acceleration? 2 meter per second square. This is they are given that. So that's why is nothing but a body of mass is 8 kilograms and its acceleration is 2 meters per second square. Acceleration is nothing but velocity is changes, is nothing but initially the body is moving with certain velocity. On that body, some external force is acting. That's why its velocity is changed. How much one? 2 meters per second square. So that's why on 8 kg mass of a body, how much force is applied to change its acceleration is 2 meters per second square. That is the meaning of the statement. What is the formula for us? F is equals to ma. So what is the m value? 8 kg into a means 2 meter per second square. That is equals to a 2 are 16 kilogram meter per second square, or it is simply we can write 16 Newton. So is nothing but on 8 kg mass of a body, when 16 Newton force is applied, at that time the acceleration is produced in this body. How much one? 2 meter per second square. That is the way of the method. And one more thing is also we discussing that. What is the magnitude of the force acting on a body when it is moving with 5 meters per second and comes to the dead stop in 0.1 second after application of the brakes? Listen very carefully. So what is the magnitude of the force is acting on a body of mass is 10 kg. A body of mass is 10 kg. Okay, on the 10 kg mass of a body, how much magnitude of the force is acting when it is moves with the 5 meters per second, comes to the dead stop in 0.1 second. So for understanding of you, first I will draw a diagram here. A body of mass is m. What is this mass? 10 kg. We can say that. The 10 kg mass of a body is moved with 5 meters per second initially according to the statement. What is the magnitude of the force is acting on a body of mass is 10 kilograms when it is moving with 5 meters per second and comes to the dead stop in 0.1 second. Is nothing but a 5 meters per second moving of a body, okay, comes to the dead stop. Dead stop means its final velocity is 0. Okay, how much time? 0.1 second time it comes to the rest position. At that time, how much force is acting on the body in the opposite direction? That is the meaning of that. That's why here the body is in the motion. Okay, m. So here v is equals to 0. T value given 0.1 second. The force is acting in which direction? Opposite for the motion. Listen very carefully. We know that when the force is acting on the motion of a body in the same direction, its velocity is increases. If the force is acting on the body opposite to its motion, the velocity is decreases. But here, what is the question? What is the magnitude of the force? You can find. Okay, a body of mass is 10 kg, initially moving with 5 meters per second and comes to the dead stop. Dead stop means 0 in 0.1 second. That's why, according to the statement, you can find the F value. That is, you know that. And M value given, that is the 10 kg. U value given, that is 5 meters per second. V value given, that is 0 meters per second. And the time is also given, that is 0.1 second. 0.1 second. What is the formula? F is equals to m into a. So m means a value directly not given. What is the formula of acceleration? V minus u upon t. So you are observing that here m value given, u value given, v value given, and t value. That's why F is equals to m means what is that one? 10 into what is the v value? 0 minus u value is 5 upon 0.1. 0.1 we can write as a 1 by 10. So anyone, F is equals to 10 into here minus 5 upon 1 by 10. This 1 by 10 brings to the numerator side. F is equals to 10 minus 5 into 1 by 10 is nothing but 10 by 1. Sorry. So here 10 minus 5 minus 5 into 1 by 10, you bring to the numerator side, it becomes to 10 by 1. So 10 into 5, 50. 50 into 10, 500. Or 10 into 10, 100. 100 into 5, 500. That's why 500 Newton. Here minus. This minus is represented, the force is acting on the body in which direction? Opposite to the motion of a body. But actually the magnitude of the force is not in negative. It is all, magnitude is always positive. But this direction is represented, the force is acting in which direction? Opposite. That's why F is equals to 500 Newton. But no need to use the minus. That's why 500 Newton force is acting in opposite direction on the 10 kg mass of a body when it is moving with 5 meters per second. Then the body will comes to the dead rest in 0.1 second only. So this is the way of method to find when they are not giving the acceleration directly, they are giving the initial and final velocity during such type of condition, to find the what is the magnitude of the force by using this type of mode.